It's time for our daily dose of cope. And today's episode is sponsored by my 600-pound leopard life. These poor leopards are really out here feasting a bit too much and need to learn some moderation. All right, y'all, let's get to some of these stories. So, this story is ultimately about Teresa and her mama. So, first, Unusual Whales made a post saying the Trump administration has proposed saving more than $26 billion dollars by eliminating the Department of Housing and Urban Development's rental assistance program, including Section 8 vouchers, and replacing it with a plan to allow states to design their own rental assistance programs. So then Teresa says, I'm not sure about this one. My mother is 88 years old and only draws $926 Social Security and $86 retirement check. She lives in a Section 8 202 property for seniors and disabled and rent based on her income. She really needs this apartment. And to that, Chunky Boy says, needs to pull up her bootstraps, unfortunately, instead of sucking up the taxpayer dollars. And to that, Teresa says, wow, she's 88, frail, and has health issues, but I guess she can go back to work? Why would you say that? I do agree that healthy, able bodied young people should be off Section 8. And to that, Chunky Boy says, sounds like a lib begging for a government to pay her rent. No cutout for MAGA. And then Teresa says, I am 100% MAGA, voted for the real Donald Trump 3 times. My mother voted for him too. Her life story is too detailed to go into here, but I can assure you it's not her fault she is living there. I agree people lie and get benefits they don't deserve. But of course, her mother is not one of the undeserving people. It's all those other people that don't deserve it. And the funny thing is, I wonder if Chunky Boy is just trolling her and being funny because talking about sounds like a lib begging. I kind of feel like he's just kind of, pushing her trigger points. But it's funny to me nonetheless. The fact that unhealthy MAGA, that elderly MAGA, that poor MAGA voted for this man, knowing that he doesn't give a damn about these demographics of people, will never cease to amaze me. And then they get on here whining like, I deserve something. Me. You don't. This is what you voted for. Now live with what you voted for. I'm about to show you a set of tweets, but I wanted to give the caption. So this person posted this, says, this American voter chose to vote for the Green Party in order to spite the Democrats for failing to wipe out her student debt, despite them constantly being obstructed by the GOP. Okay, number one. Number two, as a result, the Democrats were unable to gain enough votes to win both the presidency and Congress. Number three, with Trump now seeking to force students to pay off their loans, this voter now has to suffer the consequences of her choices. If she and other protest voters had chosen to help Kamala and the Democratic candidates for Congress, they could have had a better chance of getting their student debts forgiven. All right, let's look at the tweets. Okay, so now we have Annabelle in her set of tweets. It says social work, needed a master's, earn less than $70,000 a year, owe $260,000. I will never pay another cent of this loan. When I saw Tom Brady got a free $1 million of PPP loans forgiven, he is worth over $500 million. Why did he need a free million? Then she says, I voted for Jill Stein. Democrats could have canceled my student loans instead of Tom Brady's almost $1 million PPP loan. But no, Democrats always help the rich, so I don't vote for them anymore. They couldn't even raise the minimum wage because the parliamentarian said no. I voted green because Jill Stein is for student loan forgiveness. I will always vote for the person I truly believe wants to help me and other poor people. That is not the Democrats anymore, and I refuse to reward them with my vote, especially when they do genocide. All right, she continues. You can't understand that I work 40 hours a week and I can barely survive now and won't be able to add to my bills. You idiots are going to take your own country, a beautiful country, and make it India, where people in the streets. Democrats could have canceled student loans, raised the minimum wage, and worked on Medicare for all. Oh, and not support a genocide, something that would get me to vote for them. But no, you greedy Dems wouldn't budge an inch, so you lost. We can all go down together, you greedy Dems. These people have a whole lot of beef with Democrats and refuse to acknowledge that Republicans and their saying no and not wanting to work with Democrats is some of the reason why many of these things don't change. So they can keep on with their protest votes. They can stay angry at Democrats. Whatever. We're going to keep having Republicans in charge and Republicans doing these things to us. And you're going to stay mad, Annabelle. You're going to stay mad and you're going to stay broke. So this one is titled Oil and Gas Company Can't Make Payroll Due to Tariffs After CEO Supports Trump. And here we have a fuzzy letter, so let me put on my fake glasses so I can read. It says, Team, I am writing to you with a heavy heart to share difficult news about our company's financial health. Despite our best efforts to manage financial challenges, we are temporarily unable to meet our upcoming payroll obligations. There will be some disruption to the payroll process. I understand the profound impact this news has on each of you and your families. You are the backbone of Canary LLC, and it pains me deeply to deliver this message. As the owner of the business, I take full responsibility for this situation and am committed to addressing it with urgency and transparency. Please know that we are working tirelessly to collect our receivables to rectify this as quickly as possible. We are pursuing several avenues and are committed to providing you with updates on our progress. Your dedication and hard work are deeply valued, especially during these challenging times. We understand this news is unsettling, and we want to assure you that we are doing everything in our power to resolve this and get back on track. Thank you for understanding your resilience and your continued commitment. And we are in this together and we are determined to overcome this challenge. Regards, Dan K. Eberhardt. All right. So the thing is, this doesn't actually say anything about tariffs. It does show that the economy is in flux. And if this is an oil and gas company and they're having issues, just imagine what other companies are going throughout the supply chain. It's about to get jacked up. I did this one even though I knew that this letter didn't really have tariffs in it. I'm doing this just to show that this is a company and these companies are about to start having issues with payroll, and many of these companies are about to fold. And for that reason, it's going to cause many households to continue to struggle. Donald Trump and his MAGA people keep acting like it's the two dolls situation. And instead of having 37 dolls, they need to just have two. But it's about to really, there's going to be a stranglehold on many other companies and, businesses in general. And lots of things are about to fold. So here's Dan Eberhardt. This dude is literally 1 year older than me. So I know this is Wikipedia and all that, but this is just to show that he is a major donor to the Republican Party and to MAGA, to Donald Trump, and all of that. So you would think that he would get a little, a little help, but he's not. All these companies that were greasing his palms, they're still not getting anything in return. So the little people should stop thinking that they're going to get any help as well. Now we have Kat Sadowski. Kat Sadowski said, already voted, sir, for you. And she said that on November 2nd. And now we have May 1st. She says, POTUS, or Dear Don, I need to ask what's going on in the oil and gas industry. My husband, an oil and gas designer, just got laid off, as well as countless others. This is happening everywhere. I'm concerned that we voted for Drill Baby Drill and the protection and expansion of our industry, especially Texas. They thought that they were really going to be protected, and now that they're saying they're not, they're like, what is going on? We thought we voted for you. We thought you were going to protect us. No, you're not being protected. You're part of the waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, this is a real short story. This is from Reuters. It says Ford and GM donate $1 million and contribute vehicles to Trump's inauguration, December 23rd. May 5th headline from Reuters. Ford pulls guidance, warns it will take $1.5 billion hit from Trump's tariffs. 1.5 billion with a B. Even these companies that donated $1 million in vehicles can't get any protection from this. That, yeah, that's where things are. Everything is about to start going downhill. Let me know what y'all think. Join the conversation.